We live in a world obsessed with food. From the moment we wake up to the time we go to bed, food is a constant presence in our lives. Advertisements bombard us with images of delicious meals, and social media is filled with pictures of culinary creations. It's no wonder that we find ourselves constantly thinking about our next meal. 3 meals a day plus snacks? That's the standard advice, right? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner with a few snacks in between to keep our energy levels up. But have you ever stopped to wonder if this is really the best way to nourish our bodies? That's the standard advice, right? But what if this constant grazing is actually working against us? What if the idea that we need to eat every few hours is a myth that has been perpetuated by modern society? What if our bodies aren't designed for this non-stop influx of calories? What I'm about to share with you works with all eating lifestyles, whether you're a meat eater, vegetarian, keto, vegan, omnivore, or carnivore. This applies to you. The truth is, our ancestors didn't have access to packaged and processed foods available 7 days a week at their local grocery store, or the option of a buffet at their neighborhood restaurant. It's actually quite the opposite. In those days, no one had the luxury of eating whenever they felt like it. They had to hunt and forage for their food, all of it. It makes you think, doesn't it? Our bodies evolved through natural selection for millennia in an environment where food was scarce. Our ancestors had to go without eating for extended periods of time on a regular basis. They also had to maintain the strength and endurance to hunt in a fasted state. This means our bodies have been designed to thrive during a fast. Yes, thrive. When food was available, they would eat as much as they could to build up their energy reserves. When food was scarce, their bodies would use those reserves to keep them going. This need of a constant influx of food is just not correct. Truth is, when we eat constantly, our bodies never get a chance to use up the energy reserves that we've built up. We are constantly infusing our bodies with sugars and chemicals from processed foods. This leads to weight gain and a host of other health problems. This modern obsession with constant eating is fueling an epidemic of obesity, diabetes, and other chronic diseases. Our bodies are not designed to handle the constant influx of calories, much of which is from processed foods, that we did not evolve to eat. This can lead to insulin resistance, inflammation, and a host of other health problems. It's time to challenge the status quo and rediscover the power of fasting, a practice as old as humanity itself. Fasting allows our bodies to use our energy reserves and help to reset our metabolism, strengthen our immune system, and even reverse the aging process. It also helps reduce inflammation and improve our overall health. So, the next time you feel the urge to reach for a snack, consider giving your body a break and embracing the ancient practice of fasting. Imagine life as a hunter-gatherer. Picture yourself waking up at dawn, the air crisp and fresh. Your day is dictated by the rhythms of nature, the rising and setting of the sun, the changing seasons, and the availability of food. You and your tribe move through the landscape, foraging for edible plants, fruits and nuts, and hunting wild game. Every day is a new adventure, a new challenge, and survival depends on your ability to adapt and thrive in this ever-changing environment. Some days you feast on a successful hunt. The thrill of the chase, the skill required to track and capture prey, and the communal effort of bringing down a large animal culminate in a celebration. The entire tribe gathers around the fire, sharing the bounty. The meat is roasted and everyone partakes in the feast, savoring the rich, nourishing food that will sustain them in the days to come. Other days you go hungry. Despite your best efforts, the hunt is unsuccessful or the foraging yields little. You feel the pangs of hunger, but you know that this is a natural part of life. Your body is resilient, designed to endure these periods of scarcity. This natural cycle of feast and famine is what our bodies are designed for. Our ancestors lived in harmony with this rhythm, their bodies perfectly adapted to the ebb and flow of food availability. This cycle ensured that they remained lean and fit, their bodies efficient at storing and utilizing energy as needed. During times of plenty, our ancestors stored excess energy as fat, a valuable reserve for lean times. This fat was not just a passive storage of calories, it was a dynamic living tissue that played a crucial role in their survival. It provided insulation against the cold, a source of energy during periods of scarcity, and even influenced their hormonal balance and overall health. When food was scarce, they tapped into these fat stores, burning them for energy. This process was efficient and effective, allowing them to maintain their strength and vitality, even when food was not readily available. Their bodies were in a constant state of balance, seamlessly transitioning between storing and burning fat as needed. This natural cycle of fat storage and release kept their weight in check and their bodies healthy. It was a delicate balance, honed over millennia of evolution, that ensured their survival in a world where food was not always guaranteed. Their bodies were lean, strong, and resilient, perfectly adapted to their environment. Fast forward to today, and the picture couldn't be more different. Our modern lifestyle has drastically altered the way we eat and live. Since we no longer have to hunt and forage for our food, our supermarkets and restaurants provide us with constant access to food. While certainly convenient, it has come at a cost. The standard American diet of readily available calorie-dense, nutrient-poor foods, like processed snacks, sugary drinks, and fast food, are tempting us at every turn. Our modern bodies, still wired for the feast and famine cycle, are overwhelmed by the constant influx of calories. They never get the signal to tap into those fat reserves. This disrupts our metabolism, causes weight gain and insulin resistance, leading to chronic diseases such as obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. To reclaim our health, we need to understand and respect the natural rhythms that our bodies are designed for and make conscious choices that align with our evolution. Every time we eat, especially refined carbohydrates and sugary treats, our bodies release insulin. Insulin's job is to shuttle glucose from the bloodstream into our cells for energy. But when we constantly flood our system with sugar, our cells become resistant to insulin's effects. This is a recipe for disaster. Insulin resistance is a major driver of weight gain, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even some types of cancer. It's like constantly ringing a doorbell. Eventually the person inside stops answering, but it's not just sugar that's the culprit. Constant snacking, even on healthy foods, keeps insulin levels elevated, preventing our bodies from tapping into fat stores and initiating crucial cellular repair processes. Fasting isn't about starvation. It's a strategic approach to health and wellness that, even in modern times, has been practiced for centuries across various cultures and religions. It's true. Our bodies are designed for this style of eating. It's about giving your body a break from digestion and allowing it to switch on its natural maintenance system. When we eat constantly, our bodies are in a perpetual state of digestion, which prevents our body from engaging in its natural cleanup and healing processes that are innate within it. When we fast, insulin levels drop and our bodies shift from burning sugar to burning fat for fuel. This is only possible when we stop eating long enough to burn off the stored sugars within the body. Otherwise, this built-in fat-burning process cannot even begin. Once this transition is made, known as flipping the metabolic switch, it can lead to a host of additional health benefits. During fasting, our bodies activate a process called autophagy, when a cellular cleanup crew removes old, damaged proteins and organelles, promoting cellular rejuvenation. Autophagy is like a natural detox for our cells, helping to maintain their health and function. Fasting also enhances insulin sensitivity, lowers inflammation, and may even promote telomere lengthening, a key factor in longevity. Improved insulin sensitivity means our bodies can manage blood sugar levels more effectively, reducing the risk of type 2 diabetes. Fasting isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. Different people have different needs and lifestyles, so it's important to find a fasting method that works for you. There are various methods, each with its own benefits and challenges. Some people prefer intermittent fasting, where they eat during a specific window of time each day, such as a 16-8, where they eat 1, 2, or 3 meals during an 8-hour window. This is an excellent place for beginners to start, and then, over time, experiment with other fasting options. These include OMAD, which stands for 1 meal a day, or a water fast of varying lengths that you can play with. Examples are the 24-hour fast, a 40 to 48-hour fast, the 72-hour fast, and even longer. It's important to mention here that I'm not a medical professional, so I'm offering this for your information, consideration, and even for your entertainment. However, I have successfully completed dozens of water fasts of varying lengths. I have been intermittent fasting daily for well over 3 years. Some people take certain supplements during a water fast, such as electrolytes, while others do not. I personally choose to take them. Each of these methods has its own set of benefits and challenges, and it's important to choose one that aligns with your health goals and lifestyle. Consulting with a healthcare professional before starting any fasting regimen is always a good idea to ensure it's safe and appropriate for you. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. If you're interested in diving deeper into fasting, post a comment with your questions or suggestions for future videos that delve more deeply into the magical world of fasting.